Every single day, we're told that we need to recycle things. When something breaks, when we don't need it anymore. Mostly, it's the same people that want us to buy a new product. You need to recycle it. Well, that's at least a distraction, if not a straight lie. What we really need to do is to learn to repair and reuse all the products that we already own and push back this insane system of overproduction and overconsumption that's putting the planet in the state we're in. For over a decade, I've been working as part of a movement trying to change all of this, bringing repair back to all of our communities. With the Restart project, we've been helping communities set up, start, replicate community repair activities, while upstream, we've been trying to make a change, bringing legislation to make repair the norm. What is it that we're asking? We're asking for a universal right to repair. What does that mean? We think that everyone should have the right to repair all of their products. Products should be repairable by design, long-lasting, easy and affordable to repair, so that it doesn't happen that when something breaks, you're told to just recycle it. There's more to it. Products should be supported for a long period of time. Increasingly, all the devices we use are run by software. So for them to be repairable, it also means that it has to have software that keeps being upgraded to keep them in use, secure, etc. This is very normal, right? I mean, who wouldn't want that? Well, manufacturers, for once, probably retailers too, but manufacturers, let's have a look at it. So when we talk about planned obsolescence, what do we mean? We mean that a company, a manufacturer, takes a product, maybe your smartphone, that's perfectly fine, that's working completely fine, and decides that on a certain day, they will stop supporting security updates. So a product all of a sudden becomes unsupported. Now, that is a plan. So a deliberate choice to decide that that product is now obsolete. This is not acceptable. It wasn't acceptable when we started, and it's still not acceptable today. What have we done so far? Well, we've actually achieved quite a lot over the last decade. We've been running community repair activities that are actually communities of hope, where people learn from each other how to fix all kinds of products for which very often there isn't a commercial option available anymore. These are called restart parties, repair cafes, fix-it clinic, fix-it factories. There's so many of them everywhere. Fix-e-feste, Café della Riparazione. Every day I learn a new international name for these events. So what happens is people learn how to resist the throwaway economy together, collaboratively. And they also learn that it's fun and it can be done. But the system needs to change. So we've been pushing for the right to repair, particularly as part of the Green New Deal. And in Europe, we've achieved a lot. Probably the next time you buy a smartphone, if it's after 2025, you will have, by law, a product that has to have much longer software support, batteries that last longer before you need to replace them, and the batteries will most likely have to be user replaceable. When I say that, most likely, is because some of the detail of this, of how the legislation will play out, is still to be seen into the future. Or probably you will also experience another thing, which is from 2027 in Europe, all consumer products will most likely, again, have batteries that are user replaceable. You know, when you have wireless headphones that simply no longer hold charge and the battery is soldered to the device, so you just don't even know where to start. Well, that will no longer be possible, except Again, industry is trying to find exceptions, exemptions to these rules. So we need to keep fighting. And we need to keep fighting for a lot more, because the system finds ways to replicate itself and to postpone change as much as possible. We live in a world where manufacturers are increasingly understanding that there's no alternative to repair. The people want it. Movement of thousands of community repair groups and millions of citizens want change. 80% of people everywhere it gets polled want more effective regulation to make products last longer and be more repairable. Everyone wants it. Manufacturers have changed. All of a sudden they start to say, oh, okay, we can give you access to spare parts, but they will be just simply incredibly expensive. They start also to claim that their products are very repairable when they aren't. And so we need to keep extremely high our level of attention to avoid greenwashing, to wash away what we're achieving. But there's more to it. We have seen the rise of the concept of the circular economy, where people seem extremely content that this is working. Why did I mention recycling at the beginning? A lot of the conversation on the circular economy is about recycling. It's not really about repair and reuse. And why am I so worried by this? Inside most of our electronic products, there's plenty of critical raw materials. These materials are needed for the energy transition to move us away from the fossil fuels. These same materials don't exist in infinite amounts, and we are mining them in terrible conditions in vast parts of the global south. We need to rethink our thirst for all of these products and for the materials that make them. What does that mean in practice? It means that, sure, it's a great idea to buy refurbished second-hand products, but we should also question, why is it that there are millions of second-hand smartphones available to be purchased? Behind each of these products is someone that has decided to upgrade and buy another product. So it's great to use second-hand, but it's even greater to extend the life of the products we use. Make a statement and keep in use your products for as long as possible. It can also be fun, so try. At the same time, behind recycling, there are practices that are extremely damaging. For instance, we see corporations that recycle completely reusable products that have been returned. You buy a product online, you don't like it, send it back, you think it will be reused, think again. Manufacturers and retailers, in this case, have the power, as in there is no legislation preventing them, from throwing away via recycling perfectly reusable products. If we got to the point where this is accepted in the sense that it is financially sensible, well, we have a lot of work to do to get out of this frame completely. There's more. Manufacturers are talking about repairability, they're talking about sustainability, and guess what? At the same time, they're coming up with financing solutions to allow you to continue to upgrade seamlessly so that you can pay in monthly installments, there's no interest rate. And while they might be talking about refurbishing products and bringing them back to the market, they're still gearing up for the next edition of a Black Friday. So what world do we want to live in? I want to live in a world where we are slowing down. You can call it post-growth, you can call it degrowth. I call it making the most of everything that we already have and reducing chances that products get wasted way too early. But it's not just about how we consume. In fact, there's something we need to speed up. We need to speed up pushing on our politicians to make a fully universal right to repair the norm. But it also means that we need to challenge practices done in our communities, in our companies, in our cities, where you still see refreshing products every 3 years. Well, what's wrong with maybe using the same laptop for 7 to 10 years? It still works. I promise it does. So we need to change the system and realize that in some parts of the world, we've just done a lot more than we should have. And it's okay to actually rethink the way we relate to these products. Where does it start? It starts with actually getting together with your community and repairing, and realizing that it's also fun and a way to reconnect with others, learn new skills, and be more happy with what you have. So I invite you to take a step, go to one of the local repair communities. You find them everywhere, and if you can't find one, think about visiting one and then start your own. And you don't have to always repair your things. You can support a phenomenal group of people that repair day in, day out, independent repairers. They are the real heroes of the jobs of the future. We need to rethink the system completely, repair more, reuse much more, recycle, sure, at the very end of life of products, and have fun with it. Will you join us? Thank you.